Hi guys, welcome to this video. Hope you guys are having a great week and you are looking at videos on cameras and learning lots and lots about cameras. Today's video is really about a camera that I really want for 2020, and I've been looking at a lot of mirrorless cameras, and this is the one that stands out for me, and it is the Sony A7R for digital mirrorless camera. The reason why I picked this one is mainly for the filming capabilities, the sensor that's in the camera, and the slow-mo features that's available to this camera. So there is a Sony AR3, but this is the AR7R for 2020, and this is the camera that I'm really looking at for 2020. So the specifications, the key features of this camera for me is the back illuminated full frame 61 image sensor. So obviously it's got a CMOS high spec sensor, which is going to allow me to capture or film some beautiful videography or photography via the 61 image CMOS sensor. So that's a real big plus for me. Rivals essentially a lot of the medium format quality cameras out there. It's got a 15 stop dynamic range, optical in-body stabilization. This is the one that really does it for me. It's got 567 phase detection points covering 74% of the frame. Now I cannot tell you how crazy that is. Think about, you've got loads and loads of things in a frame. Maybe you've got 50 people in a frame, and you're shooting a widescreen shot, and there's lots of detail in that shot. It will pick out 567 elements within that frame. That is crazy. So that is a huge selling point for me. Real-time tracking in AR for both humans and animals. So it's got, like, your tracking of your moving objects. Fantastic for that. It's got a full sensor width which allows oversampled 6K for 4K capture. So for your 4K video, this is the perfect camera for you. It's got digital audio interface, which is really useful if you want to capture real high-end audio. So yeah, it's got USB connectors. It's got an ISO. It's got an ISO range of 32,000. So if you're shooting in low-lit environments, this is really good for you. It's got continuous burst modes of up to 10 frames per second. 120 frames per second. So if you're thinking about shooting in slow-mo, this camera will really do it for you. The positives of this camera, it's ultra high res. It's really high res, and that's probably due to mainly the sensor within it, and the autofocus points, that is the amount of autofocus points it's got. Brilliant viewfinder. It's a touchscreen, very sort of user friendly, I would think. Pro video, so it's got your 4K 6K capabilities. It's got fantastic battery life within the camera. It's got dual SIM card holders, so if you're looking at 2 SD cards, it's got the capability of holding 2 SD cards within your camera. The value of it, it's quite high price. I've seen a couple online for 3,200, but they go up to about 3,500, so it is quite pricey within the camera range. I would assume because it's such a new camera on the market, that's why the price point at this moment is at that point. I think it may drop a little bit probably towards the end of the year, but it is at the high end at the moment. Your Sony A3 is probably a little bit lower in terms of price, but it is a top spec camera. It's won multiple awards. I think it's won the Photographers Amateurs Award. So sort of photographers, videographers are looking at this camera going, yeah, this is possibly a pretty decent alternative to other mirrorless cameras on the market at the moment. Price, yes, it is quite expensive, but what you are getting is a top spec camera. And I think if you're looking to invest long term in a pretty decent mirrorless camera, which I am, I've been a DSLR 5D 7D consumer for quite a long time now, and I do want to go down the mirrorless route, and I'm looking at particular models that may fulfill the requirements in terms of filming capabilities. So for me, it's more 4K 30 frames per second, sensor, slow-mo features, dual SD card slots, high ISO detection, These are the features that this camera sort of kind of like really sort of ticks both, and also obviously it's being Sony, the color ratio will be really good as well. So there's a lot of benefits, a lot of pluses to this camera, and I am definitely putting this one in my want to buy for 2020. So if you've got any questions, please do post. I'm happy to respond to any questions that you may have. Thanks for watching, guys.